Lesson 101. In this lesson we will learn the purpose and location of the lift truck's main components and controls. This lesson is separated into 3 parts. Main components, driving controls, and lifting controls. Main components. A lift truck consists primarily of 3 main components: the chassis, the mast, and the attachment. Lift truck chassis. The chassis is the vehicle component that consists of the following: the body and frame, motor and drive chain, which can be liquid fueled, such as gasoline or diesel, fueled with low pressure natural gas, or electrically powered by a rechargeable battery. The hydraulic power system. The operator station, which can be either seated or standing. And the controls for driving the lift truck, and operating the mast and attachment to lift the load. The mast. The mast is used to connect and lift the attachment utilizing hydraulic power from the chassis. The mast can be single-stage, lifting the attachment to a minimal height, or multi-stage, lifting the attachment to a great height utilizing several telescopic sections of the mast. Attachment is used to attach to the load to be lifted and moved. Dozens of attachments are available. Here are 3 examples. Forks. By far the most common attachment and a standard part of a lift truck. The forks are primarily inserted into a pallet in which a load sits upon. It is then lifted by the mast and moved by the chassis. Basaloid. This attachment is used to lift large boxes with a specially designed cap. Blades attached to the basaloid slide into the cap, and then lift the box using the mast. Clamp. This attachment is used to grip boxes from the side, and then be lifted by the mast. Driving controls. The driving controls are similar to an automobile with one primary exception: the rear wheels steer the lift truck instead of the front. This gives the lift truck the mobility needed to pick up loads and to navigate confined spaces. The driving controls and their location are as follows. Engine start switch. This switch is used to start a gas-powered lift truck by turning the switch to the ignition position, engaging the starter, and then, once the motor has started, back to on. For a battery-powered lift truck, start by simply turning the switch to on. Light switch. This switch turns the headlights and rear running lights on, and off. Steering wheel. This control is used to steer the lift truck by turning the rear wheels. When turning the steering wheel to the left, the rear wheels turn to the right, causing the lift truck when moving forward to turn to the left. Instrument panel. This display panel shows various system indicators, such as the current gear, fuel levels and engine temperature on gas-powered units, battery level on electric units, vehicle speed, and warning indicators such as seatbelt unfastened, and parking brake engaged. Horn. This button when pressed, will sound the horn, alerting others to the presence of the vehicle. Gear shift. This control places the drivetrain in one of 3 conditions: neutral, where no power can be applied to the wheels; forward, where power applied to the wheels will move the vehicle forward; and reverse, where power applied to the wheels will move the vehicle backward. Parking brake. Applies braking power to the wheels to prevent motion while the lift truck is parked. Acceleration pedal. When depressed, applies gas to the engine, or increased electrical power to the drive motors. This will accelerate the vehicle in the direction of the current gear. Brake pedal. When depressed, applies braking power to the wheels in order to slow or stop the vehicle. Inching pedal. Is used to assist in lifting operations, and is described in more detail later in this lesson. Lifting controls. The lifting controls allow the operator to lift loads through a number of attachments connected to a lift mechanism, called the mast. The standard lift attachment is a pair of forks. These are inserted into a pallet that the load is sitting on, and as the mast is raised, this lifts the forks, pallet, and load as a unit. The lifting controls for this standard attachment are as follows. Lift control. This control is used to apply hydraulic power to the mast, in order to raise and lower the attachment. Tilt control. This control is used to tilt the mast slightly forward, or back, to facilitate various operational needs. Shift control. This control, when installed, is used to shift the attachment to the right or left. This facilitates alignment of the attachment with the load, or for more accurate placement of the load when delivered. Spread control. This control, when installed, is used to increase, or decrease, the distance between the forks. This will facilitate the various size of pallets and loads. Inching pedal. This pedal is used on gas-powered lift trucks to assist in lifting heavy loads. When pressed, it acts as a clutch, removing power from the drivetrain, and also applies braking. This allows the operator to press the accelerator, increasing the gas engine's revolutions, and therefore increasing the hydraulic pressure that is used by the hoist to lift the attachment and load. You have completed this lesson.